And here we are once again on Cuppa Time. This week, talking about instruments, just in general. What instruments? Do I need good ones? Do I need the best? What should work? So join me now on Cuppa Time. Okay, so this whole conversation is based on something I recently saw on Facebook, the epic Facebook. There's always a lot of good chatter on there about gongs and bowls and percussion and rhythms and things like that, sound in general. A lot of questions. And this is a question that I have seen over and over across the years, and a lot of people have asked me, various people who have studied with me, and other people just writing me an email or a message and have asked me very similar questions. And that is about your instruments and instrument choices. And the Facebook question was, somebody had just bought a Remo frame drum, a Buffalo drum, and they wondered, they were like, well, this probably won't be my forever drum because I really want to get an authentic skin one, made from a deer skin or something, as opposed to this plastic drum. And they were wondering, is this going to be good enough for what I'm doing now? And it's kind of a varied answer to this, but the important thing is, and I tell this to all my students and to just about anybody I come into contact with, the instrument doesn't matter. Let me repeat that. The instrument doesn't matter. Now you can take that a lot of different ways, but let's look into that. I've been a drummer for 50 years, and drummers are kind of crazy people. And a lot of drummers are fanatical about finding a certain ride cymbal. They either want a ride cymbal that sounds like something that famous drummer Tony Williams played, or maybe Elvin Jones played, or something like that. Or they're just always looking for this perfect ride cymbal. Well, one thing is, there is no perfect instrument. So you can search forever and ever, and I know musicians who do that, and they buy and flip things all the time because they're always searching for something. But the perfect instrument doesn't exist. But let's flip that around. You already have the perfect instrument. It's whatever one you have in front of you. And it's important for you to just play it and work with it and get what you can out of it. Instead of going, this is just, this isn't it. I got to go out and buy something else. And we can always find something different. And I'm always looking for different instruments, just like everybody else. But what's important is to work with what you have at the moment, instead of having your brain going, I'm playing this right now, but I wish I had this other thing. That just takes away from what you're doing in the present moment. So whatever instrument you have, whatever drum, bell, bowl, gong, shaker, rattle, guitar, whatever that you have right now, that is the perfect instrument because you have that right now. It's right there, it's in front of you, it's accessible, and you can pick it up and create sounds and music. So it's important to look at that. Now, as far as, it doesn't mean you're going to keep that forever and it's going to be your main instrument forever. No, I've changed instruments over the years, and I'm always buying new ones and looking for new sounds to incorporate into what I do. But I think it's really important to not get stuck into that sort of future leaning and always be looking to, when I can get that other instrument, my dream instrument, that'll be great. I'll be the best then. I'll be able to do all the amazing stuff then. That doesn't matter. What's important is what you have right now and using that, because here's a wood block. This is just a wood block. So if you're a generic percussion wood block, I mean, it's a nice wood block, but it's just a wood block. I probably have 10 different wood blocks because I like wood percussive sounds. But if these all burned up in a fire, I could go out and buy new wood blocks and it'd be fine. You know, it's just a wood block. The music is not here. There's no music in this wood block. There is instead the possibility of music, the possibility of sound. Until I strike it, there is no music, there is no sound. It's just a piece of wood. It's no different with a gong. There's just a piece of metal hanging behind me. But until I actually strike it, there is no music or sound. So these are just objects. These are tools. This is no different than a carpenter having a hammer and a saw, a plumber having a wrench, an auto mechanic having a wrench. This is no different than anybody having a tool. That's what they are. So don't get so hung up on the tools that you miss what's important. And you ask, well, what is important? What's important is you, is me. All the music, all the sounds, all the magic are right here. Especially as they start right here in your brain and in your soul. That's where all of this lives. I can play any gong, and I have plenty of them. I can pick up any of my gongs and make music. I can switch out my gongs and go play a session with totally different gongs and still do what I want to do. And in my capacity of traveling, oftentimes I'm playing on borrowed or loaned instruments. And I do. I still do it. It's not like, oh, I can't do my thing because these aren't my personal instruments. Yeah, I mean, there's certain nuances in playing my gongs. I know how they work and I know how to get certain sounds. But part of the fun is using different instruments and learning what can they do? What can I bring out of them? And that's the important thing. What can I bring out of them? So don't get hung up on the gear. Don't get hung up on a piece of wood or a piece of metal. That's all it is. The music, the sounds, they're all here. They're all inside of you. So reach down inside of you, pick up whatever is in front of you and make some music, make some sounds. And keep creating. We'll see you next time.